got people walking around here dropping like flies.
Having, lost the House, people are, I think, rightly focused on some of the things that Joe issue areas that progressives might be excited about, but having, lost the House, people are, I think, rightly focused on some of the things that Joe Biden promised to do via executive order, like student debt cancellation, which has recently hit a hang-up in the courts. Student debt advocates at Strike Debt, like Asher Taylor, have pointed out that if Biden had not means tested the program and had used the compromise and settlement authority that exists under the Higher Education Act instead of the HEROES Act, which relies on an emergency COVID status for the debt to be canceled, then he would not have encountered the legal obstacles that he's encountered now. What do you say to people who say, what difference does it make to have more progressives in office if we can't get Biden to follow through on these basic promises that he could enact via executive order?
Well, the progressives in Congress in the last one helped with the largest climate investment in the history of the country, made sure that we had an expansion of the child tax credit. Now we're pushing for it to be permanent, but that cut dramatically child poverty, massive investment in our schools. So we got a considerable amount done. And of course, it was our activism that got the president to forgive some of the student loans. Some of us are pushing for even more. Now, if there is another way to do it that would meet the criteria of this court, then we'll advocate that. And the president can, I'm sure, use that authority if he needs to. But I think what he has done is legal, and we should be fighting for the legality of what he has done.
So Representative Khan, of course, no debt has been canceled thus far because of the means-tested nature of it. Conservatives were able to mount these challenges. And even progressive commentators like Jed Sugarman at Fordham Law School have pointed out that under the legal authority that Joe Biden has chosen, it is likely that it's not just that conservative judges will rule against this if it gets to the Supreme Court, but that all judges, this could be a 9-0 decision, because the hook using the HEROES Act, a post 9/11 authority, is a relatively weak one. Do you have any insight into why Joe Biden chose to use the HEROES Act as opposed to using the Higher Education Act, which is the authority under which student loan debt is currently being postponed?
I don't know the details of the legal decisions. I mean, my understanding is he asked his lawyers, his legal team, what was the best way to do this, and this was the recommendation. But this is easily fixed. I mean, if there is a better way to do it, I'm sure the administration will. The important thing, though, is to note that many people in the administration still believe that this is a winnable case, and it was a Republican-appointed judge who struck it down. So we need to fight to ensure that the Republican Party and their judges aren't taking away student debt relief. And again, if we need something to fix it in Congress in the lame duck, or if the president has other means to do it, then we should be open to that if this fails for some reason.
That's why I like Briahna Joy Gray so much. Those questions were great. And you heard the wiggling that he did in his answers. And then it's like, oh, the Republicans, that's what they always say. That's what I say is good cop, bad cop. Or we can't get nothing done because of those guys over there. Every time we try to do something, they freaking, but that's not true. That's BS. That's all the way bullshit. And that's what they do. And it's just about getting votes. And people just talk and don't do anything. Some people might have a problem with the student loan debt, forgiveness or whatever, but whatever. So, but then if the Democrats have control of everything, then they should be able to push it through. Boom, whatever, it's done. So that's it. So, but then they're like, oh, no, we can't do it because of the Republicans or whatever. And then it just becomes that again. And all of a sudden, instead of us talking about how to get things done and how to move forward, what legislations we should be fixing things, making things better, we start talking about the other guy and them being obstructionists and pointing fingers. That's why we can't get nothing done, because of those guys over there.
Come for a new generation.